my challenge is that everybody start reading Book of Proverbs and understanding each proverb as they're outlined in that book. So, as we know, it started when Solomon had a dream. And he asked God, what was it that he had desired for him? And God said, ask anything of me, and I will grant it to you. Solomon could have asked for gold, land, more wishes, just about anything. Yet he asked God for wisdom. The wisdom which he had given his father David. Solomon became the king of Israel. He sought and received wisdom and knowledge from the Lord, which led him to wealth, honor, and fame. Proverbs contains a goldmine of biblical theology, reflecting themes of scriptural beliefs brought to the level of practical righteousness by addressing man's ethical choices, calling into question how she thinks, lives, and manages their daily life. More specifically, Proverbs call man to live as the Creator intended him to live when he made man. Wisdom is the ultimate goal. Instructions can flow out from the greatest teacher of all times. As we notice from time to time, the pastor stands here and delivers his message. He is our teacher for the day, for those 2 hours. So he is bringing to us wisdom, which we are supposed to interpret, accept, and transform into knowledge and understanding. As I'm here delivering to you now, Book of Proverbs, this is also something that you are supposed to grasp and understand. But one must receive the instructions deep into their being, and in doing so, become wiser. We have to receive the instructions for it to help us. We must open up, perceive our understanding. Understanding means the capability to distinguish between true and false, good and bad, what matters most and what doesn't matter at all. To the Hebrew mind, wisdom was not knowledge alone, but the skill of living a godly life as God intended man to live. This word looks at the mental discipline which matures one for spiritual discernment. The recurrent promise of Proverbs is that generally the wise, and in quotes, those of righteousness who obey God, live longer, prosper, experience joy, and the goodness of God, while fools suffer shame and death. But in saying so, we must remember that this general principle is balanced by the reality that the wicked sometimes prosper, but though only temporary. As I move on to the handout that Amali just delivered, it's a few of the proverbs that I chose, while going through the reading. And before I get to that, in that word Proverbs, real quick, can you pick out a few words that's actually in that word?
Verbs.
Okay, so verbs. Prove.
Prove. Over.
Okay. And rove. Alright, so prove. Demonstrate the truth or existence of something by evidence or argument. Rove. Travel constantly without a fixed destination. Over. Thoroughly, completely from beginning to end. And verb. A word used to describe an action, state, or occurrence. So, if you notice, Proverbs is telling us that we need to demonstrate truth throughout existence. We need to rove constantly through the Bible. Right? We need to go over it thoroughly and completely from beginning to end. And the verb, we need to do it with action. So, as listed, Proverbs 3, and I'll go through these as quickly as I can. The first one I chose, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. Which from time to time a lot of us tend to lean on our own understanding, think that we know it and what we're doing is right. But if we trust in the Lord, then we will definitely find the right direction to go. Proverbs 10:18. Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Alright, so it's pretty much saying, don't lie, don't slander, a person. Those who give heed to instruction prosper and are blessed. Those who trust in the Lord. Those who guard their mouths and their tongue keep themselves from calamity. And if you know, there's a lot of people who go around, just talking, spreading stuff. A lot of things come back on them and a lot of harm. So try your best not to go around spreading stuff. It says, gossip betrays a confidence, but the trustworthy keeps a secret. See, prudence is a fountain of life to the prudent, but folly brings punishment to fool. And we know prudence, is the guidance of oneself, how you care for oneself, how you carry oneself, the discipline you have over yourself in your actions. The hot-tempered stir up dissension, but those who are patient calms a quarrel. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger appears content. It is a sin to despise one neighbor, but blessed are those who are kind to the needy. So treat our neighbors good. Be kind to your neighbors. Proverbs 21:19. It is better to live in a corner of your house than in a shared house with a quarrelsome wife. Proverbs 22:26-27 says, do not be one who shakes hand in pledge or put up security for debt. And if we notice that, we can translate that very easily to today's word. It is saying, don't stand security for people. Don't co-sign for people, in other words. And this is from the Bible. So before people even know it, co-signing for somebody, for a car, for a loan, the Bible is telling you, don't do it. Because if you do, it says further on, that if you do and you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from you. Because when you being that co-signer, they're not going after the person who you co-signed for. They're coming at you. The bank already determined that that person doesn't have the necessary capability to pay, so we won't let them alone. So why do you think they're going to pay? So the Bible has so much in it, starting in Proverbs. So as I said, I just implore everybody to read Proverbs, go through it, and break down each proverb, translate it to your daily life, and you'll see the big difference in gaining that wisdom and understanding. Thank you.